start. Yes. Now we are working on a particular system. So I'll just look at the screen. So you can see the screen now. And now I'm going to share this particular screen where I'm going to give you some kind of informations about the input through screen. Why I will do it, I will explain you, because this is a basic information I'm going to share. And after that, I'm going to share the new program with this one. So when we want to input various type of data, we can input the data using the scanner class. And this scanner class is actually a wrapper class available outside the normal object classes. All the program which you use do, they comes under the object classes. You can see here my mouse. Purva Mandal, can you see my mouse? Purva, can you respond?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here is the
Yes, sir.
implementation options are there. Now, if I just go to the interface, I will get some informations. You'll watch the screen carefully, you will get some information. Can you see the screen, everybody? Purva, can you see, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here it is written class input through screen. This is the name of the class I have given. And this class is actually having a mother class. Means the basic commands are available under this particular class. The name of the class is java.lang.object. Every functions and basic functions and all are stored here. So whatever is available under this particular class, java.lang.object, they are also available in my program. But which are not available in this particular class, if I want to include them in my program, then I have to use the statement called import. See, I have written import over here. Can you see import? Purva, can you see the import first line? Java.util.scanner.
Yes, sir.
And that is
Yes,
what
sir.
exactly is indicating that I am including some of the functions and classes from outside. From where I am including? From the utility, package, and scanner class. What are the things I am including? That is a scanner class. And a scanner class, apart from scanner class, I am not including anything from that package. And this is the scanner class which is going to help me. Why I am including this scanner class? Because it is going to help me to get the data from the screen. And how to get the data from the screen? For the getting the integer value, I have to use a function. The function name is next int. And then next int is a function of which class? The function of scanner class. Okay, somebody is raising the hands at the beginning. Okay, let me see who is that. Who is that? Okay, they have dropped their hands. Okay, anyway, now this is the scanner class, and this scanner class is having a particular function named next int, which is helping me to input the integer value. So when I input an integer value from the keyboard, I want to store it into a memory location, and that memory location is here x. So this is a simple input of an integer value and storing into the variable x. Now if I want to input a value, like if I want to input another value, what are the values? If I want to input a double value. So how to input a double value, you can see over here. How to input a double value is also shown over here. What I have shown? I have shown here, you can see, I have input the double value over here. Okay, who is raising the hands? And again, I cannot see it here in the list. Okay, here I can see. Yes, please tell me what is the problem. Your name is not coming over here, and some characters are coming. If you are who is raising the hands, I cannot unmute you. Either you unmute yourself or you disconnect and reconnect. Sometime it happens when we connect, we have some problems in the net, and through that we don't get the proper informations. Okay, anyway, let me get into the things here. Yes, so I'm looking at the person who is giving us some name, and it is ghost character. If you cannot, yes, now you can you speak? Yeah, you unmute yourself. You are unmuted. Hello. Okay, let it be. So we look at this one. In the case of integer, how to input the integer I have shown, how to input the double I have shown, and how to input the string. String means the name and all is called string. How to input that string I have shown you. I'm trying to unmute you, but you are not unmuted. The ghost characters, please check yourself. Once you disconnect and reconnect yourself, who raised the hands? Only one person raised the hands. So who raised the hands, please get disconnected and connect again so you can see everything. Now let us move into the next one. I'm going to see, okay, Purva, can you see this one? I'm going to change the program now, okay? I'm going to actually mix up the program. Mix up the program, how I am going to mix up, you will be seeing that one particular things. Switch learning is this was a program. And this program I'm going to include in my particular program. So I just go for Control C from here. And this is my program input through screen. And over here, my program is going to be changed. So how I am going to change the program, you see, I say Control V. And here, I am going to input a value with the help of X. And then I want to check the input value is, means through the screen, I'll be to input and I want to check what exactly is the digit I have input over there. So I can compile this one. And when I compile, I got some message over here, which is called no syntax error. And I will just move into the, I'll show you what will happen. If you cannot see, you will let me know. Purva, please. Purva and Prince and three people who are unmuted. Now you see here on the screen, it is written, enter a integer number. Can you see, Purva?
Sir, can you do one zoom just?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You can
Yes,
see it.
yes, sir.
Yeah, you can
Yes, sir.
see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is written input, enter an integer number. Okay, so that message I have provided in the program. So I input an integer number 7. And when I input a 7, it is coming in the wording 7. What I have done, just simple program, same program actually. It is with the help of screen input I am doing. How to get the screen input, you have seen that here I am not calling through the functions from the, actually I am inputting while I get it a message on the screen, and in the screen I am going to give the value. And the value I have given is 7, and that 7 is passed through this switch function, and it has displayed the 7 over here. I have already worked out this program with simple functions, and now here I am going to explain you with the help of the through input screen. And through the input screen, how it is doing, you can see. I believe you have taken the screenshot. If you want everything in one screen, I will little bit smaller. I will make it so that everything will come in one screen, but it will be little smaller in the size. Okay, everybody. Purva, is it okay? Can you take this?
Yes, sir. It's okay.
Okay, can you take the screenshot? Please take the screenshot. Few scope will be missing at the down. So those scope you have to provide in your program when you will write. These are the wordings you can see. This is the first.
Sir, I took screenshot.
Okay, two screenshot you can take. This is the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please take the 2 screenshot, and then we'll.
I took.
Okay, very good. Everybody should have taken. Now we will look at the next point. If you have any queries, you can keep asking me. So here is a simple question. I am inputting the value and using them with the help of this one. Now next question is very simple. I'll just change this part. Okay, here what exactly is this one? Write a program to input a digit in and then print it in Word. So the question of this program is write a program to input a digit and print it in Word. Okay. So there is a hand, somebody raised the hands and then again disconnected or something. I cannot see who raised the hand. Just now, Manish or something. Manish, are you there? Manish, Piyush, Mahi. Manisha, did you? I think somebody. Manisha, did you raise your hands?
No,
Manisha?
sir, I am not raised. No,
Okay.
sir.
No, okay. Somebody else raised their hands and disconnected, I think. Anyway, so we look at this one. We can see here that we have already got this particular program in a normal way, and this is how we can do with the help of the simple input way. Now, I have worked out one more program that is inputting a particular unit and then calculate the total bill. Similar program we will do one more. This is a program where we are going to input a particular library book. You have taken the library book. So if you return within 7 days, you don't have to pay. And after 7 days, each day you have to pay some extra fine. So 7 to 15 days, the fine is 5 rupees. Say amount is 1 rupee per day. 7 to 15 days. So the question is, write a program to input the books returned after a specific days and calculate the fine and calculate the fine. Now we are going to calculate the fine, and fine will be according to the following condition. Fine according to the following condition. Condition 1, 7 late by the book returned after 7 days until 15 days, 1 rupee per day fine. Book returned after 15 days and till 30 days. After 15 days until 30th days, fine is rupees 2. And above 30 days, if it is returned, fine is 3 rupees. So we're going to calculate. So here in this case, enter an integer number. It's written. We change it to enter book returned after X days. Okay, X is the books returned after. Now we can say X is the input, so you can say X days. Now in this case, I don't need these options. We don't need the switch options over here. So we have to check. What we are going to check, if book returned after 30 days. So if book returned is in which variable? In the X variable. If it is greater than 30 days, then my fine calculation. So fine, I will just keep one particular variable over here. That is calculating the fine, double fine. So I give a fine variable which is actually 0.0. At the beginning, there is no fine is calculated and all, and then we have. Now what we do, if we get is greater than 30 days, that means you have to pay for 7 to 15 days, you have to pay rupees 1, and from 16th to, from 8 to 15 days, you have to pay rupees 1, and for the 16th to 30th days, you have to pay rupees 2. So you can, and above 30 days, you have to pay rupees 3. So we can say that the fine is actually the calculation of first fine equal to X minus 30. This is the number of days crossing above 30. With that, I have to go for 3 rupees fine and for the 15 days we have to pay fine rupees 2, and for 7 days we have to pay the rupees fine equal to 1. So we can multiply with 1 for the calculation. Let me do it. So here this is if it is above 30 days. Else, this is if it is not above 30 days, then else if the condition is coming, else if x is greater than, now it is not greater than 30, but it is greater than 15. In that case, my fine will be, what is the fine? You know that it is equal to 15, x minus 15.
15.
Yes, we have to do x minus 15 for the 15 days, and above 15 days it is, and 2 rupees per day fine. And then for the 7 days we have to pay 1 rupees per day fine. And this is what exactly we have to do. Else, now we will go for else, and in this case my x is greater than 7. That first 7 days we don't have to pay any kind of fine. So if it is x is greater than then I can write directly fine equal to 7. Okay, now this is what exactly is over. And now my calculation of the fine books returned and on a particular day, and the fine is calculated. So system dot out dot println, what we are going to print, we are going to print please pay rupees. How much rupees is there in my variable fine? You will just write a fine over here. Then we can just give a plus symbol over here, and then give a little gap as fine. Okay, so this is what exactly is going to be printed after you compilation and all. So let me compile this one. So it is else if I have not written if. Okay, now else if here. Now we can check what is there, system sys, s is missing over here. Okay, system.out.println. Okay, now it is compiled. Now we can just go into the things and check. I'm going to input. Everybody can see. Purva, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, enter book returned after. So if I have returned after say 35 days, for 5 days I have to pay rupees 3, and for 15 days I have to pay rupees 2, and for 7 days I have to pay rupees 1. So what will be the total fine? If you count, it will come 43 rupees, I think. No, 52 rupees actually. So it is coming 52 rupees as a fine. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Sucheta,
Yes, sir.
okay, Sucheta is raising the hand.
Sir,
Okay, Sucheta, what is there, Sucheta?
I wanted to say that in the program, if the question comes that 1 or 2 days, fine, so you have given last line as x is greater than 7. So last line should not be that x into 1 into 5.
Why?
Fine for 1 or 2 days. So for 1 or 2 days.
For 1 or 2 days there is no fine. First 7 days there is no fine. So if you return within 7 days, then it is having no fine. So for first 7 days there is no fine. Okay, so actually what I said you did not listen, I believe. For first 7 days,
that part,
first 7 days there is no fine. Okay, and then
sir.
on 8 days to 15 days there are 7 days. For 7 days 1 rupees fine, and after 15 days to 30th days you have 2 rupees fine, and then finally for the days between above that is above 30 days, the fine is 3 rupees. So here you can see 5 days. For 5 days you have paid 3 rupees, 15 rupees. For 7 days you have paid 7 rupees, 22 rupees. And for 15 days you have paid 30 rupees, 32, total 52 rupees. That is why it is coming 52 rupees over here. In the last output you have seen, I believe. I am going to show you once more. So here you can see 52 rupees is there. So if I go for 40 days, 45 days, my amount will be calculated as 82 rupees. Why? Because for 15 days I have to pay 45 rupees and all and carry on. Sorry, it is written 60. Yeah, it is around that. Okay, so 82 rupees. So you can, it is
Yes, sir.
calculation is there. Okay, so you can see the calculation, that is 45 plus 30 plus 7, so altogether 82 rupees it is coming. I'm clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So actually, I could not hear that, but that
Okay,
question.
okay. Don't worry. Not to worry. Okay, note it down, please, everybody. This is a simple program, but this program is having a utility in your exams. So in the program part, you may have learned with the and all, but this is a simple program which we will be reducing your and options as well as the calculation parts and how I am calculating, what exactly is the logic behind each time I am deducting x minus the last value, highest value. See, x minus 30 I have reduced, then I have reduced x minus 15, and then I have not reduced anything and directly have written this one, because the sequence is saying like this only. So first 7 days I don't have to pay any fine. So that is also written at the beginning. By default I have given the fine as 0. So when I will be printing at the end just fine, then it will be coming as 0. So we have to understand each point, how, why, and how I am working out the simple thing. And in this case, I am not using the through the constructor. I am not inputting through the constructor. I am calling, but I'm not inputting through the constructor method. I'm inputting with the help of the screen, and in the screen I'm entering the value. So everybody must know this is called screen input. So there are two types of input out there. One is functional or constructor input. Another is called the screen input. And this is what exactly we learned as a screen input. So I'll just get back into my functions once more, Rapport class, and then we will be working on them also. A few of the definitions are there, so which I would like to share with you. So if possible, you note down now, and if you miss out anything, I will try to upload this particular videos over there, and over there also you will be able to recollect the informations which you will miss out here through the screen. So here I go. Few of the functions I have already discussed about ceiling function, floor function, round function, minimum function, maximum functions. So we will just look at them. So through the input, how I can get the value, and I can get the power function executed, and how I can get the values. So here I will be changing some of the informations here. I am removing this part, so everybody can just have taken the screenshot, I believe. So I'm just removing this part. My program is changing, and this program is what, to enter a number and find out the power of that number. That means what exactly is the power you want to give, that you can provide over here also. So first I will just go for square, and then I will go for other powers. So first input a number, and you want to see the value in a square of that number. So I can write double, or I can write int also, no problem. I can write int sq, square of the number. This is a square is the name of the variable, don't take it otherwise. This is a square is a name of the variable, so we just go for math.pow and x comma 2. So here it is indicating the power function is POW is a power function. Over here, first is the value, which value you are going, and second point is a power. What is the power here is square 2. 2 is the power over here. So you can just display the value like this: stem dot out dot print ln, and over here I'm going to display the equal to plus SQ. So I have given here the square, you can see, and I'll just okay, Satyam Agarwal, what is the question, Satyam? Satyam, what's the question? Satyam, what is the question?
Sir, I cannot see your screen.
Again, you have to disconnect and connect. Last time also it happened to you, I remember. Please don't delay. Immediately you disconnect and reconnect. Okay, so you will be able to. Purva, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
can see, sir. But can you once more show the screen? I
Yeah.
have to take screenshot.
Wait. This is a program. Okay. So you can see here, precision number is missing because the square is always in a double. It returns the double value. Okay. So with it, the precision will not be missed over here. So you can see, and now we will just go for close. Okay. Satyam Agarwal is admitted. Now let me see Satyam can see it or not. I am it is about to finish anyway. So let's see, we are going through that particular program, and output we'll see on the screen. Enter a number. So which number square you want? Say I want the square of 14. What is the square of 14? That is going to reflect as 196. 14 square is 196. Everybody can see that is 14 square is 196. I have called the maths functions over here, and that math function name is a power function, and that power function is helping me to get the power, and power is what the square value is it is giving. Now if I want to go for any kind of power value, then what I have to do, I have to enter another variable, and I can just write system dot out dot print ln. What I am printing is actually I'm just giving some kind of message to the user. First one, they will be entering the number. Now enter power value. Now you will give a power value over here. Now this in when you write the power value, you will be actually not doing the square. So it will be int say y equal to, and how to get the value, you can see over there it's already written from the object. I have to call next int I capital is a function of our scanner class, and then that function is executed with the help of scanner class object I, and here instead of giving the 2, I can give the value as y. So here x, y, and this is not a square. Okay, so you can say power. So we can say power value is this one. Okay, so we look at this one. Let us compile, and there is no syntax error. So we have to input the two different values over here. One value for the number, another value is enter a number is coming on the screen. You can see I give enter a number is 8, and now I want to get the 8 to the power 4. So what is the value? The value is 4096. 8 to the power 4 is 4096. So you can see on the screen 8 into 8 into 8 into 8, 4 times if you multiply with 8, so you will get 4096. So how I got it? It's a very simple program. You can see here I have worked out the power function, and in this case I have used the input sequence. So through the input I am doing the things. Everybody can see. Have you taken the screenshot, Purva? Sucheta and Sucheta, have you taken the screenshot? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, Sucheta, you have taken the screenshot. Okay, very good. Now, did you understand what exactly is the meaning of this one? So this is any kind of power. It is not only square, it can be any type of power, okay? So I have given here any number. You can go for any number, 8 to the power 4, 8 to the power 8, whatever the number you want. But don't go for a big number because the calculation, if it goes beyond the limit, you will not get the result properly. So for that, you have to store the result in another way. Anyway, now let us move into the next one. There is another thing is there that is called absolute value. So I will rub this one. Everybody taken the screenshot, so I'll be rubbing this particular portion. So enter a number is given over here. That is absolutely all right. And I want enter a number, and but I want the number, and then that numbers I want the absolute value of that number. Now, when you get the absolute value, the function called ABS. What is the meaning of absolute value? Any number's absolute value is always in positive. So if you get a minus 395, the absolute value of 395 will be 395. So when we look at this, let us check it over here. So I'll just enter the value, and I'll enter the value as minus 767. So what is the result? It is 767 is the result. So I have written the power that is wrong because the message is wrong over here. So we can write here instead of power, we can write absolute value of absolute value of what of we can just give a plus symbol, and what was a value, variable is x, so this is the original value, and what is the value is there already. So we can write compile this one and check. We go for this, let's say number is minus 257. So minus 257 is a number, and I'm looking for the absolute value of the minus 257. So absolute value of minus 257 is equal to 257. So this is what exactly any numbers without any sign, the number is called absolute value of that particular number actually. So no negative number is possible, so automatically it is a positive number. So 257 is a positive number, which is actually the absolute value of 250 minus 257. Am I clear, everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now here you can see some of the informations I will share. What is a library class of Java? Library class of Java means predefined classes of Java which are included in an application program are called the library classes. So predefined classes. These predefined classes are there in the various packages, and I am using one of that is called a utility package. You can see over here I have used a utility package, and inside the utility package I have a class called scanner that I have used over here. Similarly, the maths is also coming under the lang, but maths is also included within the object class. So when it is included within the object class, I don't have to call it separately. So otherwise, in the previous cases, in the previous version, it was not included into the object classes. That is the reason in some of the books it has given that you have to include the import maths java.lang.maths. So that is one exactly informations over here. So when we look at the java.lang is a name of a package. Over there the maths class is available. Next one is few of the maths functions. You need to use them using that only. Last day I have shown you the lottery program. I remember, I think you have already learned about that lottery program. Now here we go through the absolute program, and all these programs I have worked out, and I have worked out all the functions and all. So like a square root, I have worked out the cube root and all. So we'll just get into the other functions, tan and all, in following classes if possible. And then we will look at other type of programs related to this particular topics. So we will just what is library function, you will just revise once more. In computer terminology, a function is a piece of code that is called by its name to perform a specific task. Means each function is a particular specific type of piece of code. And what happens, you know, like when you define a function, if you are using this function for number of time, you can use, that is called reusability. So you can use the function any number of time, and when you use this function for particular number of times you have used, then you don't have to recode it. So once, if a mistake is there in one place, if you rectify the number of places you have used this function, it will affect there. So it is very simple that it is having a reusability. And abstraction is again another word we have to understand, that when we write a function, that function is hiding the code, and when you are hiding the code, only the part of the code name you are calling. So the original data is hidden, you don't have to bother about the programs, how it is working and all. You just have to call the functions. Like here, absolute function you are calling the minimum function, maximum function. These are the function which are predefined structure of piece, that exactly is available under the maths class. And when I am calling this function, I don't have to bother how it is written, I just have to execute this one. I am only within 20 seconds of the meeting timing. Let's say goodbye to all of you, and thank you for the day. Everybody, goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.